Is risk-taking on your list of skills to be taught and learned? It should be. When you think about the 3 R's, what comes to mind? Does reading, writing, and arithmetic sound familiar? Well, with this suggestion from Betty Jones, CompSAT asks you to reconsider another set of 3 R's: relationships, risk, and rewards. This video focuses specifically on the topic of helping children and teachers learn to be risk takers as we explore the competency area of health, safety, and nutrition. We explore how the 3 R's of relationships, risk, and rewards work together to help children grow in confidence and competence.
Yesterday at the dog park, I met this mom from New Zealand who was telling me how unhappy she is with all the limits her child is facing at the childcare program. She told me that in New Zealand programs, kids climb trees, use real tools, and often go barefoot all day. I could hardly believe it, so I'm looking online to check it out.
I think it's true, Maggie. I went to a session at the CAEYC conference last year called something like International Perspectives on ECE, and I remember being really surprised. People in other countries seem to trust children more than we do here.
Take a look at these pictures I found of different centers in New Zealand. I think parents and teachers would freak out if they saw this. We're just so fearful of everything here.
But when you look at the details in these pictures, you can see how it benefits the kids. They're not only developing skills, but real confidence.
It says here that in New Zealand, they create questions to imagine the child's perspective. Questions like, do you know me? Will you let me fly? Isn't this fantastic? Can you imagine how different our programs might look if we had the goal of children learning how to fly?
What would we need to have in place to get comfortable with kids taking more risks?
Well, we'd need to have good relationship with the parents so they wouldn't think that we're negligent. And I think the teachers would really have to understand the value of risk-taking.
And we'd have to have good relationships among ourselves to help each other closely observe and recognize when kids are capable of taking a risk that might challenge our comfort level.
Look, I found a quote from Betty Jones. Risks, like other learning, can be scaffolded, monitored and guided just as a gymnastics coach practice spotting on a balance beam by being close in case of a slippage. Then she says that risk-taking should be on our list of skills to be taught and learned. It's a whole new way of thinking about keeping kids safe.
The challenge we face is to allow the physical and emotional initiative of young children while guiding them to pay attention to ways to be safe too. It's really rewarding for children to master skills that require some challenge and risk.
I wish we could get back into giving kids opportunities to practice cutting with real scissors and use real tools, not just toy ones. It really makes kids proud to be trusted with adult tools.
Well, back to my question. What would it take?
To let children fly? That is a great question.